last night when we saw the movie that we will be talking about today, which is Thor Ragnarok, that was basically just my reaction to every single scene.
You know, you're not wrong. That's actually a really good intro to the Geeks Among Us movie reviews.
Yeah, so this is going to be our first movie review. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a non-spoiler movie review. So the first half we're going to be talking about, our general thoughts on the movie, how we think that the movie flowed, if it went well, if it flowed nicely from scene to scene. And then about halfway through, we're going to give you a warning, and then you're just going to either keep watching if you've seen the movie, or
I might edit in a little spoiler at the top of the video, though I don't know much about editing.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Bobby. This is Tom. You haven't seen our faces before, but you might recognize us because of our voices. I'm sorry, I'm in my pajamas. We were planning on doing a podcast today, but that didn't pan out. So what we're doing instead is we're doing this Thor review. We're also going to put a timestamp, when we actually start talking about the movie itself, because if you don't want to hear us blabbering on, then you don't have to.
Also, real quick, are we going to do one about the movie tomorrow? No? All right. We've talked about Pokemon enough on this channel.
Yeah. So, I guess you can start.
Quality, very good movie. A lot of humor. I personally think they blended darkness and humor well. I know. Also, probably one of my favorite villains, Kate Blanchett as Hela.
Your favorite villain is Kate Blanchett?
Yes, specifically Kate Blanchett. What else? I don't even remember what else she was in. I'm bad with names, but no, she was one of my favorite villains. She knew what she wanted.
Question: was she the first female Marvel villain, like superhero villain?
Marvel, yes, because Scarlet Witch was a villain, but she wasn't a villain.
No, she's not a villain.
She also started off as a villain.
Yeah, she started off as a villain, and then she had a face turn like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, you got a point.
So, my general thought on Thor was, for a movie called Thor Ragnarok, which means that the world is going to end, it was too lighthearted. Like, the comedy was very funny. But I just felt as, a movie about the end of the world should not be that lighthearted, and it should be dark.
It could have been a little darker.
Yeah, with Avengers: Age of Ultron, what they did was, it was light, throughout the first 2/3 of the movie,
Yeah. And then shit went down.
And then
almost literally.
When it got revealed that Ultron's plans was Sokovia to drop it from the sky, that's when it started getting darker, and all the Avengers got serious, with maybe some comedy here and there, but nothing too serious. But Thor, I just felt as if it was a little too lighthearted.
Yeah, I agree.
And if they were lighthearted for the first half, and then they were like, okay, now let's get serious, that would have been one thing. But they didn't do that, So it was kind of lighthearted throughout the whole movie, and the comedy was very funny. Like, it was a very, very funny movie.
Absolutely.
But they made comic relief characters out of characters that should not have been comic relief.
I don't know. I still see Thor as, yes, he's this valiant warrior. But if you look at some of the most popular heroes, not just superheroes, just heroes in general, they still have comedic banter throughout. Yes, but on the other hand, that comedic banter isn't throughout the entirety of a movie. Like, but how I see Thor, he's cocky, so he's gonna make jokes while he fights, because he's
he's
best.
Cocky, but if you rewatch the movie, you'll notice that he was just making jokes.
Well, I don't remember what it was, but like some superhero, they even said like I make jokes like that to avoid getting Spider-Man. I think it was. He said he makes jokes to avoid getting scared while fighting these big villains.
So that's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's not a god. Thor is a god.
Okay, but Thor's been defeated before.
Yeah, by a few select people.
By other gods.
Well,
which
yeah.
he was fighting gods. Let's be real. Which is not really a spoiler.
No, that's not spoilers at all. I thought there were a lot of moments in the movie where I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And those moments outweighed the moments where I was like,
oh yeah,
this is alright.
I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. There were certain scenes, like there's one in the trailer you see that it looks like a Renaissance painting, but there's one other that it's not a spoiler, but it's more towards the end of the film, so some could consider it a spoiler. I thought it was just beautiful.
Visually very appealing.
Yes. Like, I was in my seat like, wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I grabbed onto you.
I get really hype when I watch Marvel movies, so I hold people back. I was doing that. I did that at least 5 times throughout the course of the movie.
You did. I think my chest still hurts.
But overall, like, the thing is, that's my only critique of the movie.
That it was too funny.
That it was too lighthearted. And that's not even a bad critique, because it made me laugh.
Yeah, and can we agree? Best character? Korg?
Oh, Korg was amazing.
Taika Waititi, director of Thor Ragnarok, played Korg phenomenally. I did not expect myself to like that character, because, I don't know, I was like, he feels kind of forced in, but, like, just from, like,
he didn't
other things.
He didn't feel forced into me at all.
No, but actually seeing him in the movie, I was like, oh, I like this guy. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, but, again, with the lightheartedness, he was supposed to be the comic relief.
Oh, absolutely.
But when you have
kind of, because he is the mind of a 2-year-old.
Yeah, but like when you have every main character cracking jokes, even Hela was cracking jokes.
Okay, because she knew she knew she was gonna win, so she decided, you know what, I'm gonna joke.
One thing I also will say about the movie is I thought the trailer did a phenomenal job of like trying to make you think that the story was going one way.
Oh yeah,
but then
absolutely.
The actual story of the movie went a completely different way.
There actually is one thing I want to mention in the spoiler part that adds into that trailers didn't really say much.
Yeah, and this. I love trailers that don't say much. I love trailers where you watch them and you get hyped for the movie, but you don't know anything about the story.
Justice League.
Excuse me. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 did a great job of that.
Oh, that was phenomenal.
I think The Last Jedi is doing a phenomenal job with that right now.
Justice League's doing a good job.
Justice League's doing a good job with that.
Wonder Woman even did a good job.
Black Panther's doing a good job with that. Wonder Woman did a good job with that.
Okay, but Black Panther, we're still a couple months out. For all we know, they could pull a Batman v Superman on us.
True. Also, Spider-Man. Spider-Man was awful at that.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man was bad at that.
Like Spider-Man, I literally could have told you what the whole story would be.
Except I did like that they didn't spoil the twist.
I did like the twist.
Who Vulture was in relation to Peter. I'm gonna leave that spoiler free, man, because I know there's gonna be people that are butthurt. Like, oh, I haven't seen the movie yet. It's been like 4 months. Already.
It's a Marvel movie and it's been out for 4 months. If you haven't,
and it's already on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, you probably got it spoiled for you already.
Yeah, I know. I got it spoiled for me before I even saw the movie. I was very upset.
So, I mean, overall, I just thought the movie was very good. I thought it was very visually pleasing. I thought it was a good setup.
Out of the 17 Marvel movies, where do you think you would place it?
Oh God, jeez.
17. Fine. Out of the 3 Thor movies.
Out of the 3 Thor movies, it was number 1.
Obviously.
Out of the 17 Marvel movies.
Oh, God.
Well, on Rotten Tomatoes, actually, out of all the 17 Marvel movies, on Rotten Tomatoes, it is ranked number 1.
Above Iron Man?
Above Iron Man.
Wow, because I know Iron Man had the highest for a while.
Okay,
but what about?
I think I would rank it top 5. I don't know if I would go as far as top 3, but I would definitely put it in top 5.
Oh yeah, top 5. And what about Phase 3? Do you think Phase 3 is going good?
What are the movies that's been in Phase 3 so far?
Captain America: Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and Thor. There's been 5 so far.
Well, you know my opinion on Guardians.
Everyone loves Guardians too.
Yeah, but I love Guardians too.
That movie made me cry.
But I just thought it should have set up more for the future.
Yeah,
like, it had 5 post-credit scenes, 4 of which, like, nothing really happened.
Hey, we got to see more Sylvester Stallone. I think that's what matters.
No.
And they set up Adam Warlock.
Yeah, that's the one that I was talking about that actually does matter in the future.
And they set up angsty teen Groot for Infinity War.
That was funny. Yeah, Spider-Man I thought was really good. I think the best movie out of those 5 it was?
Yeah, 5.
I think the best movie out of those 5 was Civil War.
Civil War.
Yeah.
See, I'm still disappointed with Civil War. Mainly because I feel like a character should have been killed off.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like Hawkeye.
Well,
Hawkeye should have died.
And here's the thing that kind of transitions into the lightheartedness of
Civil War was not really that lighthearted.
Yes, it was. If no one dies in a movie called Civil War, then your
the
franchise
villain
is
was about to kill himself at the end.
And then he was stopped.
Yeah, by Black fucking Panther.
Okay, your point.
Black Panther's a badass. I feel like there's going to be very minimal comedy in his movie.
Let's hope.
The most comedy I've seen in the trailers is I never freeze. And then that's it.
It's not even comedy.
I know. That's the closest thing I could think of.
Okay. So, overall, I would rank it top 5 in Marvel movies as just a movie in general. I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have a firm understanding of what's going on if you didn't see the previous Thor movies, because he literally the beginning of the movie, and this isn't even a spoiler because it's the beginning of the movie. He's literally just like, I bet you're all wondering why I got here, and and he literally recaps.
Hell, that was spoiled by Mark Ruffalo on his Instagram.
Yeah, and like he just recaps like Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Thor 2.
We don't discuss that. We don't discuss the Dark World.
Unfortunately.
That was disappointing.
Unfortunately, we have to.
Actually, there was a girl in the audience with us. They had left the mountain between us because they were so bored.
Wait, what happened?
There were 2 girls in the audience with us that they left the mountain between us because they were bored and saw Thor was on. So they were like, hey, let's go see Thor. And they just snuck in. They had never seen any Marvel movies before, said they loved it. That just shows you that it's...
Yeah, the 17th movie is what's going to get you into the franchise.
It's better.
Go back and watch the previous 16.
Well, at least we know it's better than the mountain between us. Which is sad, because Idris Elba is so good. Idris Elba was amazing.
Well, he was in Thor, too.
Exactly. I'm saying he's amazing, and it's sad that he was in a bad movie like that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I just know they were bored. So I assume I would be bored.
So, what would you rank it?
See, Phase 3 is doing so good right now. I love Doctor Strange. I love Spider-Man. I love... Guardians is definitely number 1 for me because it made me cry. If a superhero movie can make me cry, it's up there. Like Logan, number 1 superhero movie currently. I would put Thor
That's your opinion.
Number 2. Okay, but me personally, in the comics they're emotional, but it's hard to get that emotion in the movie because they all want to be like, oh, punch, punch. Yeah. So number 3, because I would go Civil War.
Number 3 in Phase
Guardians.
3, or?
Yeah. Because, again, I love Spider-Man, but just, I want more. I like that they set up Sinister 6, but I want more.
To be fair, I was expecting a little bit more out of Spider-Man, too.
Spider-Man had a good soundtrack, though. They had the Ramones. That was good.
I think Phase 3 is going very well so far.
Oh, yeah. And Thor Ragnarok just proves that.
Yeah.
I feel like the lightheartedness of this is our last taste of lightheartedness before Black Panther and Infinity War.
Well, yeah, and another thing that I was telling you yesterday was I'm hoping that this movie was lighthearted just because Infinity War is going to be dark.
Yeah, Infinity War is going to be dark, and the most comedy is we're going to get banter from Tony Stark with Dr. Stephen Strange about how I hope someone makes a joke like no shit Sherlock and they both turn around. That'll be the best meta joke, and that'll make the movie. Well, other than, Thanos with $1 billion budget. Better be good.
Okay, so now,
Spoilers.
now we're gonna go into the spoilers.
All right.
So,
for those of you that are not sticking around for spoilers, do we want to say our rating
yeah. So if you're not sticking around for spoilers,
first, thank you for showing up.
I'm hoping that as soon as you hear like this and you're up in the air about seeing this movie, you immediately pause this video as we're about to go into the spoiler section. You go see it, and then you come back for the spoiler section.
Yeah, because it's going to get fun.
The spoiler section is probably going to be longer than the non-spoiler section.
Because there's so much to talk about. It's such a good movie.
And this is a good movie. It's a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of fun watching it.
Yeah, it was
I would definitely see it again.
Probably will.
2 or 3 times.
I'm probably going to see it again.
So it's definitely a solid movie. And if you go to like a local movie theater that's not a big name, it's not that expensive. I'm hoping, and it's well worth the money. Like we had $3 movie night at our college, and we saw it, and it was worth at least 5 times the amount of that money.
Seriously,
it was just a fun, good, overall great movie.
So, what kind of rating would you give it? See it again?
Yeah, see it again. 10 out of 10 would recommend. No, well, not 10 out of 10, but like
7.8 out of 10. Too much water.
No. 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
All right.
8.5, but very strongly leaning to becoming a 9 if I go see it again.
Yeah. I gotta say, pretty much very similar. One of my big influences with movie reviewers is Jeremy Johns. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. And my favorite ranking from him, I love his ranking system, so this isn't stealing. I'm just saying I would actually buy it on Blu-ray because I do buy Blu-rays. And I feel like that's a legitimate ranking. If you're willing to buy it on Blu-ray, it's a good-ass movie. So yeah, I would buy it on Blu-ray. You should, support local business. All right, let's get into spoilers.
So, now's your time to click away.
Yeah, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, that opening scene was so good. Okay,
Surtur.
You just see Surtur in a chair, and he's basically just like, I'm gonna fucking destroy Asgard. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
Yeah.
And Thor was just like, alright, well, here's the thing. I know I'm in chains right now, but I'm going to stop you. And I'm just like...
Well, I mean, in the original myth, Thor was actually born to stop the cycle of Ragnarok. So basically, Ragnarok...
He didn't.
Okay. In actual myth, Ragnarok is something where, Asgard is destroyed, the Earth is destroyed, the gods are killed, but then they're brought back with vague memories of their last lives. So, Odin was like, no, we gotta stop this. Makes Thor with Freya. And he's like, Thor, you're gonna stop Ragnarok.
Let's not talk about actual Norse mythology because, obviously Norse mythology is going to be different from what was portrayed in the movie.
Also, if we're going based off actual Norse mythology, Loki is Fenrir's dad.
Yeah, okay. So
let's
not go off actual Norse mythology because it's different from Marvel. Greek mythology was different in Wonder Woman than it is in
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get you started because we're going to move on.
Yeah.
Opening scene was very good. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun way to open a scene with, it was with some serious undertones that Thor wasn't really taking seriously because he was playing that cocky, arrogant son of a bitch. And
I'm glad they didn't make him just breaking the fourth wall. I bet you're wondering why I'm here.
Yeah.
It turns out he was actually
talking to a skeleton.
Yeah.
I would like to know, though, how he actually ended up there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the only thing. He was like, I bet you're wondering how I got here. And
doesn't explain how he got here. He was explaining what he was doing before he got there, but he didn't explain how he actually got there.
But I mean, we can assume Surtur found him floating through space and was like, oh, you're the one that's going to try and kill me.
Yeah.
Yoink.
Very good fight scene. Oh, that shot of Mjolnir going around.
Oh, yeah.
The point of view shot on Mjolnir going around killing a bunch of people while Thor's fighting in the middle was a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I would put it up there with the the Yondu arrow scene
Oh
in
yeah.
Guardians. It was so good.
In Guardians 1 or Guardians 2?
Guardians 2.
Yeah, because Guardians 2. I keep talking about that.
And then you move on, and it's like, okay, Anthony Hopkins had to kind of play Loki.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Anthony Hopkins was playing Loki, playing Odin, played by Anthony Hopkins.
It's like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
I was thinking Harry Potter, how the chick that played Bellatrix had to play Bellatrix, played by Hermione, played by Emma Watson, trying to be Bellatrix.
Right.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and that was hysterical. One of my favorite moments of the whole movie was that.
Wait, real quick, was I the only one that was thought Surtur was kind of like Ultron? No. He had like the throne. He had like the ambitious attitude, and it was kind of jokey. No. All right.
Surtur was not jokey at all. Surtur was just like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, but he made like one joke. But still, good start to it.
I just thought the first half of the movie was phenomenal.
Yeah, but let's not go too much like detail.
Yeah, I don't want to do like a recap. But when they introduce, not introduce, but like when they showed Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange's cameo! As soon as his ring appeared around Loki,
you were kind of just like, I know that from somewhere, but then it doesn't actually click. And it turns out the end credit scene from Doctor Strange wasn't setting up Thor Ragnarok. It was a scene from Thor Ragnarok, which is what they did with Ant-Man with Civil War at the end.
Yeah.
I think that's genius.
Oh yeah.
I think that's genius. The end credit scene for Thor Ragnarok, the second one, I thought was a little lackluster. Like, I love Jeff Goldblum as Grandmaster.
Oh my god, Jeff Goldblum stole everything he was in.
But I just think
sparkles.
I think they just could have done more with that end credit scene. Like, if they show a little teaser of Infinity War, a little teaser of Black Panther, that would be fine.
But the other end credit scene, though.
Yeah, I think
the
that's
other
Thanos.
end credit scene.
Thanos.
Oh, Kevin Feige confirmed.
That's Thanos?
Yeah, it's Thanos' ship.
Okay. So here's how I think that's going to do it. Because if you haven't seen the leaked teaser of Avengers Infinity War, literally the first thing you see is Thor crashing into the Guardian ship. So you're just like, okay, how did he get there? Like, where was he? Well, what I think is going to happen is Thanos is going to throw Thor from the ship that they're on, and then he's going to crash onto the Guardian ship, and then Thanos is going to see that their destination was Earth and go there, and that's how Infinity War starts.
Yeah. I still don't trust Loki. I know he redeemed himself in this movie, but
Loki,
I don't trust Loki.
Loki has a face turn every single movie, except for...
I know.
Well, the first Thor, he had a heel turn.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, I'm just going to stop right there. A face turn is when someone goes from a bad guy to a good guy, and a heel turn is when someone goes from a good guy to a bad guy. I'm sorry, I'm a huge wrestling fan.
Thank God you explained that.
That's wrestling terminology.
I only learned that because I just hang with you so much.
So...
Because we live together.
Yeah. And then Thor 2, he turned face, then turned heel again, and then Ragnarok, he was a heel, and then he turned face.
He kept going back and forth.
He kept going back and forth. Well, he's the god of mischief. Like, what do you expect?
Yeah. What else do we want to talk about? Valkyrie. I liked Valkyrie's background. How she's a drunk because she nearly died the first time she fought Hela. Like, she was a straight up alcoholic.
Oh yeah, straight up. Oh, that scene where she's like, I'm gonna give you till the end of this bottle, and then she just fucking chugs it, and she finishes it in 2 seconds. That was amazing.
I feel like she would kick anyone's ass and drink.
Oh yeah.
She would drink everyone under the table.
She would do Ron Swanson justice.
I think she could beat Ron Swanson.
She could probably beat Ron Swanson.
She would beat Ron Swanson.
So yeah, I thought Valkyrie was a really good character. I thought the introduction to Hela was a little weak.
Yeah, but I like that they were in Norway.
Yeah.
And I know we saw it in the trailer, but still, seeing her crush the hammer, I was like,
oh yeah.
Fuck.
You see, that's one of those moments where if they didn't show it in the trailer,
well, did
people's jaws would have dropped.
Did you notice in the trailer they actually changed the background?
Yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, I don't know why they changed it, but still,
because then it would be like, why are they on Earth? Because that's very
they were
clearly Earth.
Yeah, you got a point. But still, Anthony Hopkins. Okay, this is a major
Anthony
spoiler.
Hopkins. Thank you.
Yeah, his exit from the Marvel Universe was fantastic. Also, can we discuss Thor's powers now? How the hammer was basically just a lightning rod for his powers.
Oh.
Thor. Thor.
Okay,
he's powerful. What are you the god of again? Thunder.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Okay. First of all, Hela should not have asked that. Like, you're basically just antagonizing him.
Yeah. She wanted to get her ass kicked.
Yeah. When I don't even know how to describe his powers other than he's an electric type Avenger now, I guess.
Oh my god.
So that's basically the only way I could describe it.
He's basically Ampharos, Mega Ampharos.
Oh, he lost his flying type.
Yeah, but he used to have the luscious long hair. Now he doesn't. So
he de-mega evolved?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, is it really even his new powers, or is it just like an extension of them?
It's the hammer was an extension of them. Like all of his power was sourced there, so that he wouldn't go out of control.
Okay.
But now he's full on. Like he can use his powers.
Yeah, I'm interested to see like. I'm interested to see how he's going to use them in Infinity War. Like, I think definitely what's going to happen is he's going to use them against Thanos, and Thanos is just going to be like, "Oh well, that was funny." Fuck you.
Honestly, I know we want it to be dark, but I do want at least one scene where he forgets he can use those powers and like he shakes someone's hand and shocks them. Like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, these are new."
No, that wouldn't be funny at all.
Well, it's Marvel jokes. Like they got to do something very similar. Like, come on, it's Marvel. They're predictable.
All right, so going on to the Hulk Thor fight scene.
Oh. And Loki's expressions.
Loki's expressions were so funny.
You're Incredible Hulk. I have to go.
I have to leave this planet right now. Hey, Loki, look who it is.
And did you notice he actually did the same move on Thor?
Yeah.
Did to Loki?
Yeah, because
threw him around like
because that was the whole point. Because Loki got up and just goes, "Yeah, that's how it feels." I thought that whole fight scene was so well done. Well done.
And I'm glad it wasn't short. I'm glad they extended it, like to show just how strong.
It was a long fight scene, and that was the perfect mix of comedy and action because
that was good.
Because he does the hey big guy.
Sun's getting real low. And honestly, Cord just in the background. Up another day, another dog.
Cord was so funny.
So yeah, he didn't die. If he died, I would have cried.
Yeah, like the halves that I would separate this movie into is
before the fight scene and
fight scene and then after.
Yeah, absolutely. It should have gotten darker after that.
Yeah, it really should.
But I still enjoyed it very much.
So in that second half of the movie, it's revealed that Banner's been Hulk for 2 years.
That's scary. And can you imagine just being like not in control of your body for 2 years
and still
not knowing?
And also keep in mind, at the end of the movie, we don't see him turn back into Banner.
He's gonna turn back into Banner.
So we don't know. Like I think in some Infinity War shots, he's Banner.
Yeah, he's gonna be turning back to Banner.
But as of right now, we don't know.
With a high paying actor like Mark Ruffalo, you're not gonna not use him.
Yeah, but still, it's like it's up in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought
the fight scene was incredible. Everything on the planet was really good.
Yeah, everything on Sakaar was really good. Really well done. Jeff Goldblum was fantastic.
Like, I have no fault with him. And he really pulled off the, like, dictator that doesn't even know his people hate him. Like, even during the post-credit, like, hey, good revolution, everyone.
My favorite was, like, did you just interrupt me? Do you know what happens to people who interrupt me? And then it's just like, and then the lady puts up the execution stick, and then Goldblum's just like, what? No, we don't kill him. So
I felt like she could have done more.
Oh yeah.
Like his side.
Going back to Goldblum, I thought he did a very well. I thought the character of Grandmaster was very well done, like the dictator, but he's not really a dick.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him and.
He's just a dictator.
I can't wait to see him and the Collector together in Infinity War.
Yeah, that's
because they're brothers.
Yeah, that's gonna be really cool.
I want to see Howard the Duck.
Yeah, another thing that they could have revealed at the end in the end credit scene was that they are brothers.
Yeah, but they're probably saving that for Infinity War.
Yeah, but that would be the setup for Infinity War that was needed.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Like the Collector just comes down in his ship and he's just like, look at you, brother. Like, and then shows the Collector and you're just like, oh shit, gets you hype.
Oh, and I wanted to mention this real quick. This was from before I was going to mention this. The accuracy. Loki technically started Ragnarok by throwing Surtur's crown into the Eternal Flame.
Yes, but he started Ragnarok because Thor told him to.
They still, it's just my personal, I'm glad they kept that around. Like, that Loki is the reason Ragnarok happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, Asgard is gone.
But you know what that also means? The fake Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's vaults.
Yeah.
They cut that out real quick. They were like, that Infinity Gauntlet's fake.
I thought they did a really good job with having Hela like push over and be like, these are all fake and everything.
Most of it's fake.
Something that's still up in the air is where the Tesseract and the Aether are.
That's why I think Loki's a snake. I think Loki has them. He's hiding them.
Okay, so you mentioned to me yesterday that you think Loki's going to give them to Thanos.
Even if he doesn't give them up of his own will, he's going to give them to him.
I don't think he's going to give them to him. I think Thanos is going to take them.
Yeah, but still, I don't trust Loki.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, especially when his name is literally the God of Mischief.
After how many movies? Thor, Avengers, Thor 2,
Ragnarok.
4 movies of him being a snake? I don't trust him.
Yeah.
And there is another fight I wish we would have seen more of.
What's
Hulk versus Fenris. The giant wolf.
Yeah.
I wanted to see more.
I did want to see more.
Fenris went out like a bitch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how he went out, but just...
No, we can say how he went out because this is the spoiler.
Yeah, but there might be people just randomly, are they done yet? Nope, they are not.
I'm just going to say it.
All right.
He got thrown off of Asgard.
Yeah, he got thrown off of Asgard. I don't like that. I felt like we could have gotten way more out of that.
I wanted to see Hulk kind of...
Fight Surtur?
No, I wanted to see... Well, Hulk did fight Surtur.
Yeah, for like a minute.
Yeah,
he was like a tick anyway.
Yeah. I wanted to see Hulk do to Fenris what King Kong did to the T-Rex with the jaw.
Oh my god.
I mean, that probably would have been too violent for a Marvel movie, but like...
I thought you were going to say you wanted to see Thor do to Hela what he did to Thor, Hulk do to Hela what he did to Thor and Loki. Just toss her around like a ragdoll.
Oh, no.
It runs in the family. Get her thrown around like a ragdoll.
Another thing that I didn't like about the movie is Thor's friends like Volstagg and...
Oh, they went out like bitches.
bitches.
Except for, what's his name? The last one.
I don't remember his name.
Also, Lady Sif
Lady Sif was not in the movie, which I don't get, because Jamie Alexander is credited for being in the movie.
That's very odd. But also, at least Zachary Levi was only in for one scene, because he's going to be Shazam.
Which we'll talk about in a separate video.
That's going to be... Yeah, that'll be another thing. That's going to be amazing. Is there anything else we really want to say? There's not much.
I mean, what I will say is that like, this movie, I thought it didn't do a fantastic job of setting up Infinity War, but at the same time, that's kind of good.
I still wish that they had made Hela a replacement for Lady Death, like Thanos is trying to impress Hela. That's why he's doing Infinity War.
But Hela's dead.
Well, can you really kill Death? I feel like she's gonna come back in some way in Infinity War. Maybe that's how they're gonna bring out, like, Thanos is trying to impress Death. Turns out she's actually been like whispering in his ear.
We'll see. I don't really want to speculate on Infinity War because I don't want to like.
We're gonna do a whole video.
Yeah. Also, I don't want to come up with like a speculation and then get my hopes up for it.
I say we do that after the first Infinity War trailer, which I still think is not coming until the Super Bowl. I know that's only like a 4-month gap.
I think if anything, it'll be released right before Last Jedi, so they could be used in the Last Jedi trailers.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's just what I think is going to happen. It might not.
I would hope so, because I want to see Infinity War already.
So the thing about Ragnarok, it was very lighthearted and everything. It was.
There's really not much more to say.
I
it was
felt
lighthearted but enjoyable.
I felt like because it was Idris Elba's last Marvel movie, he should have died.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot Heimdall.
Yeah, like Odin died and everything, but that was kind of like you expected it to happen.
Oh, there's something we didn't mention.
Carl Urban's character, Executioner.
Oh, yeah, I called that. I called as soon as he met with Hela. He was going to betray her.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about eye patch over there.
Oh, right. Wow, one of the biggest parts of the movie. We didn't even mention it. Yeah, Thor lost his fucking eye. Oh my god.
Yeah. Hela cut out his fucking eye.
Another thing with the trailer that they did a great job of, they edited that out. Like they did where he's,
where he like jumps onto the bridge with the lightning around him.
And
they CGI'd
his eye out. So I think they did a great job with that of like not really
spoiling that he loses his fucking eye.
Because if you saw that in the trailer, people would have been pissed.
Yeah, and actually they've been so good with it. There's concept art for Infinity War where like Thor is fighting with Rocket Raccoon and he has both eyes.
Yeah.
That's how much they pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
If he has both of his eyes, I'm going to be very concerned. Because like then what's the fucking point of cutting out his eye?
I thought that it was gonna find a way to like be regenerated towards the end of the movie because it's Marvel. Like,
yeah, but I also like that he permanently loses his eye because it shows like he's got battle scars.
Mm-hmm.
He's his evolution as a character. He's a fucking king now.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's right. Thor's a king.
So
I think that's about it.
I think
we're going pretty far.
I'm very excited to see Thor in Infinity War. I think he's gonna play a huge part in it.
Oh yeah. I hope Korg comes back.
I was gonna say I hope Korg comes back.
If Korg comes back, he's probably gonna die.
Okay, but here's the thing.
It's Korg.
It's like I know who Korg reminds me of. He reminds me of Jerry from The Walking Dead. Everyone just loves him, and like if he dies, people will riot.
Well, also if Daryl dies, we riot.
Well, Daryl not so much anymore.
Yeah,
like honestly, I think.
But that's a separate video.
All right, so
I think that's about it.
I think that's about it.
We hope you enjoyed, and we'll have regular podcasts up next week. Are we still doing the topic? Do we want to at least announce the topic for next week?
Yeah, so our topic is probably going to be favorite cartoon TV shows.
Yeah, as a child. Childhood cartoons.
Non-superhero.
Yeah, we're leaving out superhero cartoons because that'll leave too much room for overlap.
Yeah, and we also just figured to do something not superhero related, everything.
Or Pokemon related. At least half of our videos are Pokemon or superhero related, i.e. this video.
Also, be prepared in the future for South Park.
The
fractured butthole.
The fractured butthole.
Review that review.
Oh yeah, we gotta review that. That was a great video game.
Video game.
Preview. Fucking amazing game.
Also, Wolfenstein 2 review. Be prepared for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot we bought that today.
Be prepared for a reaction video to the last Pokemon announcement trailer, which will be
November 10th.
Oh
boy. Oh no. Well, could we talk about that? Like, no, we'll do that. We'll do that real quick in the next video. About how fucking amazing the last trailer was.
So that's the agenda that we have for you. Also the weekly podcast. Again, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section. We're going to carefully read through them. And if we see an idea that we really like, that we really want to do, even if it's just one of us that want to do it, we'll do it. We got all the time in our hands because we don't do any of our schoolwork.
Yeah, we're responsible college students. Remember, kids, stay in college. Yeah. Stay in school.
So that's all we have for you. Remember to like that hit button. And we will see you guys in the next video.
All right. I'm not editing this out. You have to deal with me.